So for those who don't know, Jonathan Majors is a big actor, right? And listen, I don't know what was going on with him and his girl. And I think he was cheating on her, and she found out. When she found out, she got crazy in the car. She wanted to take his phone. He wanted to take his phone back, and then he says that she was crazy and violent, and she was not acting like Coretta King. And he put her back in the car as a toy, and then he started running with his strange high heel boots. Listen, this guy has a style of his own, if I can say that. And well, so it's interesting because there have been actors, right, that have been convicted of way worse than that. All type of conduct, drugs, this, that, whatever. And they still kept their job. But in the world of today, that guy just got removed from his big role on Marvel, where he was supposed to be Kang. And so for some people, what he was accused of was of battery, domestic violence against his girl or ex-girlfriend. And in reality, why I think it's kind of unfair that he has been fired from his job is that the guy was not found guilty of the big charges. He's been found guilty of misdemeanor. Like, he's been found guilty of in being violent but without the intent. So, like, meaning if you behind the door and I know you behind the door and I slam the door, right? I open it on your face and you get hurt, there's an intent to hurt you. But if you behind the door, I don't know, I push the door and you get hurt, I hurt you but without the intention to hurt you. So he's been found guilty of hurting her but without the intention of hurting her, if I understand what he was found guilty of. But still got fired of everything. They just destroyed his career just like that because of his girl that, listen, I don't know if I should say that I feel that she's a psycho or I should just not say anything. But anyway, so interestingly, ABC News, right? He's been fired by Marvel that belongs to Disney. And the first thing he does after being fired, after his trial, is, after being found guilty, right, is to go do an interview with ABC News that belongs to Disney. So to me, this looks like geopolitics. This looks like Disney trying to fire him in the Marvel film, but at the same time trying to see if we can now build him back up until maybe the next film, because still have, before the next Avenger, there's still. So I watched the interview. In his first interview since a jury found him guilty of assaulting and harassing his ex-girlfriend, Johnathan Major said he was shocked and afraid upon hearing the verdict. Listen, first of all, I don't know how they do their montage, but him crying, I was like, bro, I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't believe none of what he said. Anyway, so he said, I'm standing here and the verdict comes down. I say, how is it possible based off the evidence, based off the prosecution's evidence, let alone our evidence? How is that possible? So he was found guilty on 1 count of misdemeanor third-degree assault and 1 count of second-degree harassment, but acquitted on 2 other counts of assault and aggravated harassment. Split verdict. So of course, he had to be fired by, I mean, he didn't have to, but they decided. So listen, when I was watching the interview, to me, it was a whole geopolitical way to save their investment from Disney. That's what I took from it, personally. I don't know if you ever watched that interview or if you cared, but that's what it felt to me. It really felt like this guy was Disney was trying to see if, because I believe the public opinion is with this guy. Now, I think after watching this interview and watching the whole make it good on the side, etc., this guy should stop comparing himself to Martin Luther King. He should stop telling women that they have to be like Coretta and like all these big women. Listen, stop. It's ridiculous. I believe that, listen, I've never been in this position and I hope to never be. I mean, you know, I never did nothing to be in these positions, but I've met crazy people and have been lied about before. But that's not how I would do it. First, listen, first of all, if somebody lies about me, about anything, I hope they are ready, because when there's injustice, I become vicious, and I'll make sure that, listen, you pay. Because to me, I don't understand this world where people can lie about you and they never pay, or people can destroy your whole career just for some fuck shit. And that's the US. That's why, listen, I'm cool being famous where I'm famous and not there. I understand that's a lot of money, but it comes with so many problems. Like, all these people in Hollywood are crazy and hypocrite. That's the worst part. Like, all these people that are judging him are hypocrites. So yeah, listen, I believe this guy should check himself with his own narcissism. I think he's a great actor, and I believe that Disney believes in him still. They probably believe in him, and they just want to test the waters. So that's what I took from this interview.